All right, next we're talking about FA NBT6a and 6b, and this has to deal with division. And I have put some videos on here on how to divide with the area model and the bucket method, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in this, but I will give you the answers for this. So number one on question for NBT6a says divide the following and show your work. And once again, you can do division the traditional way, the bucket way, or the area model, or any other way. It depends how the question asks. If it just gives you a division problem, it doesn't state a specific way, then do it whichever way you feel comfortable, but please check your answer solving it another way. So I'm going to do 588 divided by 14. I'm going to use the area model for this one right here. And remember, when I start off with the area model, I start off with a rectangle. I'm going to put my 14 up here, and I use friendly numbers. That's why I think the area model is simple, because we use friendly numbers. So I'm going to start off with 10, because I know 100 is going to be 1,400, and that's going to be too much. So I'm going to start off with 10. 14 times 10 is 140. Okay, so I have my problem here, 588 divided by 14. I use 140. I subtract, I get 8 minus 0 is 8, 8 minus 4 is 4, 5 minus 1 is 4. So I have 448 left of my dividend, and I can still use another 10, but I know 10 is going to be 140, so I'm going to try 30. And once again, I do 14 and 30. How many zeros do I have? I have 1. 3 times 4 is 12. Carry my 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. That's 420. So that's going to work great. So I'm going to draw my area here. I'm going to put 420. I'm going to subtract 420, and I have 8, 2 left over. Now I want to know how many 14s can go into 28. Well, if I didn't know it was 2 and I just wanted to put 1, that's fine. I can put 14 there. I subtract 14. 8 minus 4 is 4. 2 minus 1, excuse me, I put a 2 there, and that's pretty silly. 2 minus 1 is 1, so I have 14 left. Well, 14 goes into 14 one more time. Okay, and then I subtract, and I have 0 here. So I add these up in my head. 10 and 30 is 40. 1, 2, 42. So I know my answer is 42. And once again, I can check that using the traditional method, using the partial quotient method, or using multiplication by multiplying 42 times 14, and I should get 588. Okay, now we're going to look at question number 2, where it says Samantha wants to split a collection of stickers into groups of 48. Samantha has 1,008 stickers. How many groups can be created? Show 2 ways to find your answer. I just showed you previously the area model way on a division problem, so I'm going to show you the bucket method for this one. So I have 1,008 divided by 48. So I draw my line down here. It could be dotted, it could be anything. And you may see different varieties of the bucket model, and that's okay. This is the one we were showing in class. And the bucket method is very similar to the area model, where I'm going to take, once again, friendly numbers. And I'm going to start with 10. And I know 10 times 48 is 480. 8 minus 0 is 8. I have to borrow here. So 10 minus 8 is 2. And 9 minus 4 is 5. I have 528. Well, I know another 10 is going to work, because that's 480. I don't even have to multiply that again. 8 minus 0 is 8. I have to borrow here again. 12 minus 8 is 4. I have 48 left. Well, pretty simple. 48 goes into 48 one time. I have 0. So once my remainder here is 0, or the lowest possible remainder I could have is 47, because it's 1 less always than the divisor, I'm done here. I add my answer up. I get 10 plus 10 is 20 plus 1, so my answer is 21. And once again, you can do this by checking it with the area model, the partial quotient model, or the traditional method of multiplication. All right, looking at FA NBT6b, once again, it is just a division problem again. You were doing the division. It says Latoya solved the following division problem. 2,752 divided by 32 equals 76, and you needed to show ways to make it correct. Now, it talks about the rectangular array, which is the area model. the equation model, which is the traditional method, and then it talks about place value and properties, which we didn't go over in class, so do not worry about those. Once again, you need to master one way for division, and then you need to know a little bit about another way so you could check your answer. And if you know you've mastered one way, checking your answer will be very simple with the second method. If you divided this out, 2,752 divided by 32, you would get 86. So once again, 2,752 divided by 32, and the answer we got in class was 86. So solve it a couple of different ways at home. Make sure you get 86 with your answer. If you don't, please come in and check with me. Thanks.